Welcome to Daily Dose. My name is Robert here with my pal Russ. Hey, how you doing, Russ?
I'm doing great.
Hey, we are in a somber celebration today. The passing of a Major League Baseball legend yesterday, Dave Parker, who's a not only a legendary player with antics from teams like the Pirates and the Reds and my dear hometown A's, whom he won a World Series championship with in 1989, but also a member of the Parkinson's community. He was diagnosed in 2012. Russ, what did you know about? Let's start with Dave, the player. What did you know or remember about him?
First thing that comes to mind is a gun of an arm he had. I guess he
Yeah.
did. I guess he was paying a tribute to Roberto Clemente, who was another great right fielder. Yeah, he had one of those arms. He could, if he wanted to, he could probably throw out somebody at first base on a hit to the outfield. If it was a line drive.
Yeah. And how long ago did you hear about him being diagnosed? Do you remember when you heard about Dave Parker being a person in the Parkinson's community?
Um, yeah, it was. I mean, it was sometime within the last few years. I don't remember
Okay.
exactly, but
Yeah.
he was diagnosed when in 2012.
2012, he went public
2012.
in 2013. And, he was public about it. And he certainly has his foundation that his wife and a good friend, Doug King, continue to run the Dave Parker 39 Foundation. But I wouldn't say it was necessarily, he didn't do it as big. And I don't mean that as any criticism. I just mean, I think he was very vested in his life. When I met him in 2018, me and dad, he seemed to be a very happy guy, and he was kind as all get. And that's, I've heard that from a lot of fans. He was very generous with his time. And, the type of guy who, that old story, don't meet your heroes, right? Well, he was one I was glad to meet.
Good last name too.
Yeah. You know a
Um,
few Parkers, do you?
what's that?
You know a few Parkers, do you?
Yeah. There was one other player. He was a little bit maybe a generation before Dave Parker, Wes Parker. He played for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
We have the name in common. But yeah, I was I meant when he was diagnosed, I wasn't diagnosed yet, so I
Okay.
didn't hear about it when it was announced, but it was a few years ago, and
That's
I've been diagnosed since 2016. So
okay. That's a good note because if it's not on your radar, you're right. Before 2001, I mean, I had heard certainly about Muhammad Ali and Michael J. Fox, but I didn't
right.
know anything about Parkinson's until Dad's diagnosis. So you're right. Our personal scope changes that. Well, we have a relationship on the baseball side of things here too, and you know that we're doing this auction, and you're somebody who's been through the cinema therapy class through Yes and Exercise. We're doing a program for the Dave Parker 39 Foundation where we're going to use the movie The Sandlot. Now, you've seen the movie The Sandlot, right?
I can't say I did actually. I
You're
haven't seen
killing me, Smalls.
it.
That's what that's from, amongst other things. The kids in the 1960s playing ball, and he loses a ball over the fence, and it was the Babe Ruth signed, and he had to rescue it from the big dog Hercules. It was a real great teen thing in the 1990s by David Mickey Evans was a director. At any rate, we're using that film to take people through a cinema therapy class in the Dave Parker 39 Foundation community, and have everybody write a short story that we hope to become a an anthology that the foundation can therefore say these are legendary stories of baseball, because Dave has those, and that's a big part of his life, right? He was a bigger than life character.
Well, I'm gonna have to get on watching that movie, so and then I could really appreciate more
Yeah.
the whole
Well,
thing.
as a cinema therapy, somebody who's gone through the program and you know what it's like to write and the power of writing, is there anything you'd say to the folks in Cincinnati about the opportunity to come and learn how to write their story and what that might mean, not just for the people with Parkinson's, but family members, care partners, whomever, the process of going through that hero's journey, what that means to you?
Yeah, I would just say first of all, just telling your story is very important, important to the community, to anyone who should hear about what it's like being diagnosed and going through Parkinson's disease. but the experience itself will be a real growth. It was for me anyway. A real, personal growth experience. I learned how to open up and express myself, but also in writing and telling my story, I realize it's much more than just, chronologically, talking about what happened. I got this symptom, I got that symptom, and I was misdiagnosed, and just kind of brushing over lightly all the little things that happen. It goes much, much deeper than that. So the great thing about the cinema therapy class is you watch great movies,
Hmm.
and great movies have a lot of things in common. One is they really, a lot of times they really get across their message strongly and artistically, and that's the thing. Artistically, writing, I really learned a lot too. That a lot of stories you could use a lot of metaphors
Yeah.
or sports or whatever to relate to everything in life.
Well, I remember one thing for you was, you mentioned it, the idea of opening up emotionally and not maybe recognizing how important that was to explore your emotions. And I think that's a lot of people in general, probably not Parkinson's or no. There's a lot of people who maybe, keep their emotions in check. And we really we pride ourselves on creating a safe and brave space for people to come in, learn in a way that says, okay, I can talk about these things. And anyway, that's what the cinema therapy program does. And I'm so glad you were a part of it and have been a continuing contributor. And thank you so much for everything you've done for Yes and Exercise, Russ.
Oh, you're welcome, and I appreciate everything your programs have done for me and you yourself, and you're doing so many good things. We can't wait for the next thing. A lot of times, the
Yeah.
community that follows you and everything. So,
Well, with a final shout out to Dave Parker, we'll wrap this daily dose and let everybody know if you go to our website, yesandexercise.org, you'll see right there on the front page, as a matter of fact, the information about the auction we're going to have. This is the auction itself, where it is, but on the front page, if you're there it is, the legendary Parkinson's Pickle. And that's the pickle is what comes from the Sandlot, and this being legendary and the Parkinson's pickle. Well, that's what you get here in the auction, and we have these great things in here. All of the money raised will go for tuitions for people with Parkinson's in the Dave Parker 39 Foundation, so they can take the class. We see we got some Sandlot images signed by some of the actors, an official Sandlot baseball, Legends Never Die baseball cap. We got some A's tickets, a Ricky Henderson plaque. Look at this, a Yogi Berra jersey signed, a Pete
whoa,
Rose bat. Here's a Dave Parker baseball signed. And, that's tough for a lot of people with Parkinson's later in life. The micrographia comes in and writing becomes difficult. So that's an increasingly rare item. Will Clark signed a backseat set back there from Candlestick Park, the Will the Thrill. We cross over to football to see Howie Long. We got a jersey there. And also in football, Dwight Clark, the catch. The Bay Area thing comes through here a little bit, Russ.
yeah,
But
yeah,
this is one of the big ones. Look at this, a ring bell signed by Muhammad Ali himself, which is pretty amazing.
that is amazing.
And it's got, there's Muhammad Ali doing the signing, which is pretty cool. Wilmer Flores, a player for the Giants, and then Ken Griffey, rookie card, Ken Griffey Jr. And then the most recent, oh, it's not up here yet. We just got a bat donated by the Anaheim Angels. It's a Mike Trout bat signed by Mike Trout. It's absolutely beautiful. All
Whoa,
these items and probably some more will be up here through July 27th, which is the day that posthumously Dave will be inducted into Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame. So we wish Dave and his family well. And our other favorite Parker, Russ, we thank you so much for joining us.
great day.
See you on
Thanks
the
for having
next,
me. Great to
see
be
you on
here.
the next dose, buddy. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.